So can you kind of talk a little bit about the sisters stepping in, and then, what that looked like from you from a support perspective, and then so we can kind of think in terms of, okay, well, if something like that were to happen to me today,
Mm-hmm.
how would it
You
play out, and do I have the right things in place to manage that?
Absolutely. I am originally from St. Louis, Missouri. I've lived in Milwaukee now more than 25 years. And I don't have family. I'm not married. I don't have kids. And so my sorority sisters are really close to me. My sorority is Delta Sigma Theta, and we have chapters all over the world. And so I'm in the Milwaukee alumni chapter. I also have other close friends as well. But because I was at this breakfast, and people, I was pretty well known. I used to be on television here in Milwaukee, and so I had friends here, um, that in television. I had friends who were members of Delta Sigma Theta, and so people in this Girl Scouts breakfast knew that, and so they started calling my friends who were my sorority sisters. And so when they got to the hospital, the nurse said, uh, only immediate family are allowed in there with her. And so one of my quote unquote sisters said, I'm her sister. And then told everybody else who was in my close circle to tell them that you're her sister. And you're right. They, if they had said, give us, an ID, they, or some kind of proof, they probably would not have been able, of course, to do that. But I'm glad that they were able to be there with me, because what they wanted to do was to make sure that they got down all of the information that we needed to give to my mother when she arrived to town that night. And so they wanted to make sure that I was getting my care. They wanted to make sure that they got down any of the information that my mother would need. And so it was just very important for them to be there. And from this book, my friends who are single like me, they are designating people to call in their, not only in their living wills, if you want, but also in their advanced directives that healthcare systems give you. And so here with Aurora Healthcare at the time, they have 5 well wishes, and so you list all of your wishes, so that they know, call this person if something happens. And of course, my mother is listed, but then also one of my sisters is now listed as well. And it's just important because we're living by ourselves, and we're home most of the time by ourselves, and somebody needs to know what's happening. Also, since that book, one of my friends who was listed as my sister, Tracy, she's not in my sorority, but we're really good friends and went to the same church. And so now what we do is we make sure we touch base with each other in the morning and then in the evening. So we'll say good morning, we'll say good night, because in a stroke, time is brain. And so the faster they can get to you, the more positive your prognosis will be. And they have a chance to reverse things. And so, it's just so important that you are just letting people in. And I know sometimes we, get into our own lives, and we don't let people in. We need to let somebody in so that they know what's going on with us.